Hello, gentle viewers. This is Ev Guardian welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 25 with the St. Louis Cardinals. For those of you in the United States, which, from what I gathered from my analytics, is most of you, I hope you're having a lovely Memorial Day. You're enjoying some well-deserved time off from whatever job you might happen to hold or used to hold, and that you have a good time, whatever you're doing today. Um, Forget having a good time though. We want to win. And last season was definitely a step back in some regards. However, this isn't such a bad thing for us. This should get us a pretty damn good prospect. We're picking fourth overall, which means we're going to be getting one of the very best players in the entire draft. We sort by default. Who all is in this particular draft? Who could become a St. Louis Cardinal? There are many blues here, which is excellent news. Al Kaline, Roger Maris, Frank Robinson, Ernie Banks. That is four Hall of Famers and Roger Maris. Um, that is phenomenal. And I gotta tell you, I know this is a slap in the face to every single person that's ever rooted for the Chicago Cubs. Ernie Banks would look awfully nice in a St. Louis Cardinals uniform. We have needed an upgrade at shortstop in the worst way, and I'll be damned if that would not be an incredible upgrade. That is a very realistic possibility, provided nobody takes him in front of us. I'd love to see Colavito put a little bit more together. I'd love to give him a chance in the major leagues, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Let us begin, as we do so many other seasons, by getting people trained up. Rocky Colavito, work on your plate discipline, please. Jim Gentile, I need you to work on the quality of your contact. Ken Boyer, please work on your defense. Let's now look at the main roster. Johnny Podres, I'd love for you to work on your control, please. And for Andy Carey, you're already pretty solid. Like, there's not a whole lot else I'm looking for here. Let's work on your eye, though. If you could draw more walks, that would be lovely. And then Frank Thomas, I think you need to work on your batting eye as well. There we go. Lots of plate discipline. All good there. We do need a new third base coach. So let's get after it. We really need somebody that can teach base running would be good. So let's focus on that. I need coach ratings and I need running. Granted, I'm not going to take somebody who's only good at teaching running, but I think that's a good start. Virgil Feeney would be a pretty solid choice. God damn it, I fucking added relationships last time. Did I forget to save it? Maybe I did. It is possible. I am known to forget things. Maybe I have just done that in the other franchise. Either way, now it should be done. I'm gonna take ball player Corrigan because his development is slightly better. Um, and that's the only real difference between them. But yeah, we will hire him along. If Ernie Banks makes it to number 4, I will draft him without 1/10 of a second's delay. He fills our most pressing need. The only reason I wouldn't do it is if he's not there to be chosen. Hey, I mean, if he does get chosen, I have plenty of choices for high quality players, so I'm not that alarmed if we're not successful. But Joe D. Maestri, Frank Thomas, and Mickey Mantle all won Gold Gloves. Nice. Do we have any super cool high potential dudes chilling somewhere? Do not look at prospects, please. Thank you. Bob Lemon? That actually doesn't actually taste like lemon, I've heard. Alright, not a one. A hitter, please. Hmm. Nope. Okay. We checked. I mean, the Negro Leagues are gone, as we proved in the last episode. So that is a thing to consider. I don't see how they could ever give Mickey Mantle the MVP, even though he probably deserves it. I just don't think that's very likely. Oh, Frank Thomas got Rookie of the Year. Nice. He did have a pretty damn good year. Um, I love that he won Gold Glove despite being genuinely terrible in terms of range. But hey, apparently that's not all it's cracked up to be. I wonder if Mandel even finished in the top 3, or people are just going to give him that much shit for having played for a bad team. Let's find out. He did finish second, although Mr. Mantle or Mr. Musial here was the number 1. There's like a who's who of Inner Circle Hall of Famers, and then fucking Hubert Glenn and Gil Hodges, who's not an Inner Circle Hall of Famer. He is the Hall of Famer, don't get me wrong, but he's not like one of the best of the best. He's merely okay. Hall of Fame voting is about to begin. Who perhaps deserves to be enshrined in Cooperstown? I have not yet been to Cooperstown yet. I hope to rectify that here in the next couple of years, but I've had other important places I needed to go when I've had vacation, but that is definitely something that's on my very short to-do list. I'm just picking people at this point. Like, something tells me that some people are going to sail in, no problem, but I think a lot of them are just going to have to wait. Tis what it is. Oh, random vote for Stan Spence. Sure. I'm really excited by this draft's potential. Um, even if I mean, my wife doesn't care. She is a Cubs fan, but she didn't actually like. She wasn't alive when Ernie Banks played. Um, but wouldn't that be something? Ken Boyer has not gotten any better whatsoever. Man, you must just be fucking stupid. You must actually be brain damaged to keep failing at the most basic of tasks. It makes me sad. It makes me a little annoyed that you would do these horrible things to me. I guess let's train Chuck Stobbs. How about you work on your control, please? You're all frustrated. That is a terrible sign. That is not what we call good. I am concerned. Okay, for maximum drama, we're gonna do each pick one at a time. Okay, ready? Cleveland takes Frank Robinson. That's a good fit for them. I think Frank Robinson is an excellent player, one of the all-time best. I think he's a good fit for Cleveland. Philly takes Herb Score, an interesting choice given that there were other pitchers about his skill level. He made it, guys. Done. I'm imagining myself running as fast as I possibly can to get up to that podium to be like, I want Ernie Banks and I want him now. I like Albie Pearson a lot actually. I know he's not a terribly effective home run hitter, but I think just having someone of his raw talent makes so much sense that we're gonna draft him. Done. I will draft Joey J, who is a phenomenal pitcher. I think he is an excellent addition to our club. I will take Paul Bletz, even though his name makes it sound like he's, having an upchuck. Um, and then assistant GM, have fun drafting the rest of this team because I don't care. I don't care even 1%. I will just pay people because I really don't have anything better to do with my sack of cash. The rest of y'all can get fucked because you all suck. Even Cletus Benedict is unfortunately. And I'm not going to waste anybody's time here. Ernie Banks is going to be starting a shortstop for the St. Louis Cardinals right now. Like, there isn't even the slightest reason to even fathom putting him in the minor leagues at this point. There just isn't. We really think highly of Charlie Gorin, I guess. But yeah, like, this had to happen, and I'm over the moon that we were able to get Ernie Banks. I think he is a perfect fit for this club. Not Warren Hacker. I know any of the fans loved Warren Hacker so much. I mean, he is a good sort, but like, meh. Oh, Roy Face could be drafted by somebody else. Eh, I don't know that I care. I'll guess I can put him on the 40 man just to avoid there being any kind of issue. But yeah, there's nothing here that I'm interested in. It's kind of a shallow Rule 5 draft. Yeah, I don't think I need to fuck with anybody there. Literally only Warren Hacker was selected. That's funny. Hank Greenberg sailed into the Hall of Fame. Everyone else looks like it's gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Damn. Mm. I'm just gonna send registering training. I don't really think there's anything I need to stop for in preseason. Oh no, not my 67th round draft pick. However, will we survive? Man, if Mickey Mantle can play at his top level and Ernie Banks can break in as quickly as Mantle and Frank Thomas have, that's going to be bonkers. It is going to be an insanely good team. We bottomed out at the right time. We didn't even completely bottom out. I mean, you raised my budget, which is lovely, but then you cut my budget in other important areas, but whatever. I need Rocky Colavito to have a big spring. If I can call him up to play the outfield, I can put Frank Thomas at first base, which I think is maybe his best position, and then we can see where we get to from there. Harvey Haddix is getting better. Early Win is getting worse. Chuck Stobbs is a little worse. Stan Lopata has gotten significantly better. Okay. This is a really important spring. I need to see a big year, not just. I mean, I need to see Ernie Banks improve, obviously. Um, all right. Charlie Gorin, Joey J, Rocky Colavito, Cliff Lamonsky. I think that's it. I don't feel the need to rush anybody else at the moment. I like it. There's a lot to like here. All right, let us simulate up to opening day. Jim Gentile got a lot better. So did Johnny Pod Racing, and Andy Carey. Nice. Not Frank Duncan the third. Player development. Charlie Gorin just got worse. Frank Thomas got better. Andy Carey got better. Joe Di Maestri got a little bit worse. Rocky Calvito got a tiny bit better. He could potentially play center field. I'm just saying there. Paul Blart, small cop. I mean, Paul Blights. Here we go. I mean, you weren't going to be starting anyway, Chuck, but, you know, sucks to be you, I suppose. I might just release him at this point. Like, he really just doesn't have a much else. This feels cruel, but it's not like he's not getting paid. Um, but yeah, like, I have no reason to keep him around at this point. Excuse me. All right, let's get this pitching this order. 21 pitchers is an excessive number of pitchers. Let's get this number down to 12. Minors. 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 Um. Minors. Let's get rid of 5 more pitchers at a minimum. Yikes. Stavs goes to the minors. Lamonsky to the minors. I really want to keep Joey J if we can manage it. I just don't know that we can, but I would like to. Mouton. I have 14, but it still exists. Still got to get rid of two more of them. Um, Wilbur Lansing. And I think I will start Joey J in the minor leagues. Okay, we're gonna do 5-man rotation. I think my fifth starter is gonna be Tom Morgan. Oh, Johnny Pod Racing just all of a sudden is like, oh, you know what? I do have stamina. Okay, if that's how you want to play this, fine. And I do want Sam Jones playing more in middle relief than in long relief. But he can also do some emergency starting if we need him to. I'm going to set Ernie Johnson up as our titular stopper, and we're going to see how he does this year. Because he had a really fine year last year, and he's not far removed from being a pretty good starter, so if he can get a chance to show what he can do in the bullpen, that would be lovely. I'm not carrying three catchers, and I think the odd man out is Mr. Klutz here. Would you take a demotion? You would not. I'm not going to be able to trade him for anything. I don't think. Oh, we can try it. Yeah, I'm just going to release Clyde Klutz. Um, sorry, mate. You've had a pretty damn good career for the Cardinals. Actually, I'm lying. You've actually been pretty mediocre the whole time. Sorry, mate. Three more position players gotta go. Um, I think Colavito makes the team. I only have 5 outfielders, and I think he is a worthy fifth outfielder. Bob DiPietro can depart. Joe Gordon won't take a demotion, and unlike others, I don't want to cut him. He's too valuable because of his leadership qualities, so he gets to stay whether I want him to or not. Um, G Maestri might still be playing second base. No, Diego Williams might also be playing second base. Hmm. Does anybody want Hallie Clark? I'm getting offers. They're just not, thrilling ones, but I am getting offers. Clem Labine would be a pretty decent reliever for us, although he doesn't throw super hard. Let's get Ralph Beard. Okay. One more player has to go. I wish it could be Joe Gordon. You have no idea how much I wish it could be Joe Gordon. But I can't. So I guess it's D Maestri for now. At least Sam Denti is his equal defensively. So Mr. D Maestri, you go from being a major league Gold Glover to a minor leaguer, but this is the world we find ourselves in. I'm actually fine with this lineup as is. I don't really feel the need to do anything but except for maybe upgrade the depth charts. There we go. Hmm. I don't love Mantle playing in center field if I'm honest with you, but I definitely don't want Rocky Colavito playing in center field yet. So we will see how this goes as the season progresses. Um, all right, let's go. Keep in mind, this is a team that was not far off of winning a pennant, and oh, thank goodness. Joe, you've had a tremendous career. You weren't. If you want to retire early, I'm not gonna. I'll throw you a fucking parade. Damn it, Chuck. I mean, hey, Frank Thomas is leading the league in home runs. That's something. I don't know what, but it's something. I do think we are going to struggle in terms of pitching. I think that's maybe the next frontier for us is to find good young pitching and develop it, or find veteran starters who can provide leadership. Um, no injuring Mickey Mantle. This is not permitted. I mean, if there's one guy we cannot afford to lose, it's him. I don't even have another outfielder that I would be willing to call up for him. So I guess we call up like Joe DiMaestri. But I don't know who's. I know who's gonna play. Cleveland Clark is gonna play in his place. Um. Yeah, that's who's gonna play center field. Because I don't trust Colavito to handle center yet. Maybe soon, but not yet. Cleveland Clark is still the next best center fielder on the roster. And then we'll generate new depth charts here. Okay. I don't want to alarm you, but we're in second place in the National League, and this with Mickey Mantle currently recovering from an injury. That's pretty nuts. Andy Carey has been a real find. Um, I didn't have a whole lot of faith in him. I was dead wrong. I was dead wrong. He has a lot of upside. He does, which is excellent. Like you can never have too many great players at a position. Um, Gene Woodling had hit in 23 straight games. Alas. Um, let's talk about the good stuff that's happening. Our two rookies are both playing at a very high level. Um, Ernie Banks certainly isn't flawless, but he is very good, and I think he just needs more practice. Rocky Colavito has unexpectedly become an important part of this offense. Jim Woodling is phenomenal. Frank Thomas has gotten even better somehow. There's a lot to like about the St. Louis Cardinals, especially when Mickey Mantle returns. Once Mantle returns, I'm going to completely change around this lineup, though, because we have some players playing way too low and others playing way too high. All right, Miguel Mantelson. Do my S3 go back to the minors? All right. So Mantle in for Clark. Mantle is our number 3 hitter. Then Banks. Then Andy Carey, and then Rocky Colavito. This is the new correct lineup. Um, so Mantle, Banks, Carey, Colavito. And let's get ourselves a depth chart. There we go. There we are. Okay. Now, something we need to consider here is that our pitching staff has been fine, but not outstanding. We could definitely use some upgrades if the opportunity presented itself. I don't know where those are going to come from, though, is my issue, but I think it is something we're going to need to consider here as the season progresses. If we do somehow make the postseason, anything can happen. But I'd feel a whole lot better if we had better starting pitching, which would also help our offense not feel quite so much pressure all the time. Okay, Lou Berberet is getting better. Nice. Padres is getting better. Jim McDonald is getting better. That is wonderful news. Jim McDonald probably needs to be made a starting pitcher now. Especially if one of my current starters is struggling, I think that would be very smart. Okay, let's make this change right now. Jim McDonald is way too good a pitcher to be in the bullpen right now. I'm going to rejuggle this rotation. It's going to be Haddix, Padres, Wynn, Morgan. And then I think Parnell's the one replaced by Jim McDonald. And then I think Mr. Parnell here shifts to the bullpen to be a middle reliever. I know that Mel Parnell isn't actually that bad, but he is not what I'm looking for at this stage in his career. So getting a good young starter in Jim McDonald more reps, I think, is far more important to me. Even though he's not a perfect pitcher by any stretch of the imagination, he's at least earned an opportunity to start. So start he shall. Personal message. I didn't completely ignore anything. My scouting director is really good at his job. I'm going to keep him come hell or high water. There you go. Fresh contract. Ernie Banks falls off the list just because he's already had too many at bats. I don't know how we're only sixth in runs scored. I truly don't understand it. But I'm not going to question it. We are so incredibly fortunate to have the young talent that we do. If you look at our lineup, let's take a real quick look at the ages of our team. There is one starter who is 30 years old or older, and he is exactly 30. In Gene Woodling, who's having, as always, an incredible season. Um, we're a very young offense, which means there's only room to get better from here. To counteract that, though, we're really struggling with pitching. We have some young pitching and Haddix and Pod Racing, and to a lesser extent, Tom Morgan and Jim McDonald. Um, it's like early win is like complete garbage either. He's actually had a pretty good season. Um, but I would feel a little bit better if we had some dynamic young pitching. Or we could just injure our catcher. That's fine. I don't need one of those. Um, I guess it's Earl Taborn, and I'm gonna let Berberet start. This is no, it's such a terrible idea. I don't really want to let Taborn start, but Berberet is badly struggling, and I am not about that. So we're gonna let Mr. Taborn here start and catch for us. Maybe we're lucky and he'll recover quickly. That would be lovely if we could manage that. All right. Oh, it says why is one of my players in the league? Because we're not in the right place. Here you go. Gene Woodling is our solitary guy. What? I am the third best team in the National League, and I can't even be granted multiple All Stars. I get one in Gene Woodling. I'm sorry, guys. Ernie Banks is a worthy All Star. I know why Mantl's not there. Mantl's not there because he hasn't been healthy. But I think Mickey Mantle is fantastic and also should get some consideration. He's even handling center field fairly well. Um, let's use this as fuel, guys. Let's be like, you know what, fuckers? We're awesome. Give us all the appearances. I have 3,000 wins. Nice. I got a Steam achievement for it. Brilliant. Um, what do I want? I guess that's my question is what is it that I actually want? Um, because I'm not giving up any of my talented young players for no good reason. Rocky Calvito needs to hit more consistently. He's still got so much upside though. I think he's just gonna take a little more time to hit the major leagues running like Ernie Banks did. I could use a catcher. Um, I could upgrade at second base because Davy Williams is still problematic. I can look, but if something tells me I'm not going to get a whole lot in terms of like decent fits. I mean, there is Red Schoendienst, who would certainly solve my second base problem. How much will that cost me? Probably too damn much. Really? I want to keep Ken Boyer, but Gene Green is nothing special. To significantly upgrade its second base, I will happily make this trade. Done. This opens up so many possibilities. Up to and including Davey Williams getting better in the minors. Or Sam Denty getting waived. Um, um, this also has an even better. This actually has an even better um consequence. Frank Thomas is hitting 21 home runs and is hanging out in the 2-hole spot. I want Red up there, and then I want Frank Thomas to be the cleanup guy, and Ernie Banks to hit fifth. This takes a good lineup and makes it positively terrifying if you're an opposing player. Having a great on base guy in Schoendienst, who happens to be a great second baseman, I love it. Um, that was a huge move that I didn't even know I could make. Um, but I think that's a big time upgrade. A very big time upgrade. Let's go back to the trading deadline day. I just want to keep Boyer. I don't need a shortstop, thank you. I could use a decent catcher. Del Rice would certainly fill that particular void, but he's also stupid and lazy, and people don't like him. I could bring Jim Hegan back. That would be funny. It would be comedic. Matt Batts is okay. Oh, he's a terrible catcher, though. McCullough is slightly better, but he's also 36. Williford is really good defensively. I feel like he would be a nice addition, but he's also 36. Or 34, rather, and I think that's just a little bit too old. Joe Astroth is a very volatile hitter, but I think he would make a pretty fine catcher for me. Yeah, what would Joe Astroth cost me? I could give you Davey Williams, but I'm not prepared to do that. Charlie Gorin does move the needle for you. Okay. What about Presco and Gorin? I got a reply. You're wanting genuinely good players, and I'm quite frankly not willing to do that. I don't think I have anything else to trade for. I like Bob Lemon, but I don't know that he's a good fit either. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and end the sim. Ken Boyer could still be a very fine third baseman. Um, he's probably going to need to be given a chance to or prove himself as soon as next season. But I don't think he's better than Andy Carey, and I think that's going to be an issue for him. If I do end up trading Boyer, it's going to be for something that can genuinely help the club, though. It's not going to be for a backup catcher. That seems like a really stupid decision. Um, do I have other decent catchers in my system? Pete Daly is pretty bad. You all kind of suck. Hmm. Oh no. Anyway, enjoy him. Um, yeah. This is a really tight pennant race. This is not like years in the past where the team on top wins the division by like 10 to 15 games. I mean, if I had been able to do some damage there, that would have been really beneficial. Um, I'm gonna have Mr. Lopata here rehab, and then when the month rolls around, I'll bring him back. That series against the Cubs is brutal. I really needed to make up a lot of ground on the Cubs, and I failed to do so. All right. Bring back Lopata. Lopata just instantly gets his spot back because he's actually a good young catcher. Oh, I do need to regenerate my depth chart here. There we go. Man, if we could put together a little run here, we'd have a chance. I'm not saying it's a great chance, but we would have a chance. Harry Simpson's going to be out for the rest of the season. Ed Boucher can't play the outfield. Let's give it a try. Like, it really doesn't matter to me. It's just a backup outfielder. Yeah, there you go. Jim McDonald is enjoying a pretty solid season himself. He doesn't have a ton of stamina, so doesn't throw a bunch of innings, but we've gotten some really good pitching from the top part of our rotation. I mean, Tom Morgan isn't the best, but I think he's good enough. Um, this is pod racing. Um, yeah, let's go. I think one of our biggest issues is we just run into these stretches where we just stop trying. And I think that's what has held us back this year. When this is as up for grabs as the National League has ever been. We're still not out of it, incredibly, but it is pretty unlikely that I think we're gonna make a run, unless we get to play the. No, we're done. No, maybe not. If we can beat up the Cubs and the Braves, these are two critical series. Are we already guaranteed out? Yeah, we already are guaranteed out. Damn it. Still, I think this was a very successful season in a lot of ways. Very successful indeed. And I think we now have an idea of what we need to do to get back here, to make this not a fluke. Did they always have the Braves? Did the Braves always have Willie Mays in this franchise? I feel like that's not true. I feel like they acquired him somehow. No, he was signed by. Oh, that's right. I did it right before I left. I think I've got a pretty good chance he's gonna win the MVP this year. I'm gonna be honest with you. If Mickey Mantle doesn't miss those 4 weeks, I think we win the pennant. I truly believe we win the pennant. We finished 82 and 72. We finished in third place by a single game. Oh, we're gonna get a playoff. Nice. The Braves. It's Boston versus Boston, but in new cities. Nice. Man, that was a thrilling finish to the end of the season, and I think we have done ourselves a world of good. Um, I think there is genuinely an opportunity here for us to be a pennant winner. Um, yes, 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 yes. Goodbye, Leroy Carlton. We hardly knew you. Dan, the Braves just fucking gut stomped the Red Sox. Like, that wasn't even close. That's pretty good. I have 7 seasons, maybe 6. I'd have to do the math. 6 or 7 seasons to get us where we need to go. I think if people can stay healthy, I think there's a real chance that we could win a pennant, at least one pennant in that time period. I never really felt that way about St. Louis Browns, but we picked the perfect times to be bad, and we walked with Mickey Mantle and Ernie Banks, and we have a hell of a supporting cast. And Gene Woodling, Rocky Colavito, um, some good young pitching in um, Johnny Pod Racing and Harvey Haddix. There is so much to like about this club. So much. I hate the word girth. It's just one of those words that just always feels bad to me. I'm proud of this team. I'm really proud of this team, and I'm really excited to see what can happen in the near future with this club. I think this is definitely a. I think this can be a team that wins a pennant. I truly believe that. Um, I will say it'll be interesting to see if we're damaged in leadership once Joe Gordon is gone. But we do need more depth. I think I say this every franchise. It seems like we need more depth. We need other players that are ready to potentially make an impact if injuries happen. But we have gotten so much success out of our rookies. Frank Thomas last year, Mickey Mantle the year before, and Ernie Banks this year. That could be 3 consecutive rookies of the year for the St. Louis Cardinals. Um, yeah. I get another 1 year deal. Apparently, we're letting him go. Hey Josh, shut the fuck up. You have 2 potential MVPs on this team, if not more. I'm sorry they haven't been given the trophy yet, but you need to stop complaining. All right, let's look at the team. How did we do? Mickey Mantle lost 30 games this year and was still the best player on the Cardinals. Um, he had a fantastic season. He continues to be amazing, and I love Mickey Mantle. Gene Woodling, though, is the soul of the St. Louis Cardinals at this point. Just year after year after year puts together outstanding seasons. He really makes his team go, and I'm glad that we have him. This is Andy Carey's breakout year. Perhaps of more than any player other than Ernie Banks, this is Andy Carey staking a claim and saying, I'm one of the best third basemen in the major leagues. Phenomenal. I would love for him to learn a new position this offseason. In fact, that's so important. I'm going to do it right now. Because if we can improve his versatility, he's just going to be that much more useful. And we can also talk potentially later on then about bringing in Ken Boyer. So please learn a new position. What else? That's a pretty good rookie year. Not too many rookies come into the league and hit 31 homers. He wasn't a very good shortstop, but I think he'll just get better at that as he gets more experience. Um, yeah. Red Schoendienst had a phenomenal season for us, and it's good to see a St. Louis legend IRL play for St. Louis in this version of history too. Stan Lopata has just set himself up as a premier catcher at the age of 28. Frank Thomas had a great season too. Um, Not quite as good as his rookie season, but he had a phenomenal season with lots of power, lots of offense. And hey, Rocky Colavito is getting there. He's certainly not a finished product by any stretch of the imagination, but if he continues to develop, which I think he will, then we've got ourselves a pretty solid player. Pitching wise, big years for Haddock's pod racing and early win. Jim McDonald proved out to be a pretty solid pitcher in his own right. Only Sam Jones was bad. I think I need to maybe give up on Sam Jones. Like, I know he throws really hard, but he just walks too many people. So, I think we got a chance to run this back next year and really show that we can be one of the best teams in the majors. If we could get another starting pitcher and some depth in both the infield and outfield, I'd feel pretty good. I already feel pretty good though. This was a good season. I know we didn't win, but we only were a game and a half out of the pennant, and I think there's reason to believe that with a little bit more practice and success, that we can make it a much more interesting year next year. Until then, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you